Sol Ring remains the best card in the cube. All right. So I think that I have my eyes on this fractured identity. I normally don't want to lock myself too hard. But first of all, I love blue-white control. I think Sol Ring is about at its best in a deck that wants to cast a little more expensive cards. I mean, Chandel is good too, but it's kind of more committal. So I kind of like Fractured Identity and trying to be like a blue-white control deck. And here's Archon, one of the better reanimation targets. There is doesn't necessarily go with what I have though so far. I don't think City of Traitors is good in this deck. I might just take Spell Pierce. It's a fine interactive card for a blue-white deck. It's not like I'm giving up on much. I don't like Sour too much. It's a little too fragile. People pay a lot of creature removal these days. Okay, Swords to Plowshares, awesome. One of the absolute best cards in a blue-white control deck because you can fall behind on board and Swords just makes up for that. There's also some nice ways to take advantage of Swords with Snapcaster flashing it back and Spell Seeker to go find it. So just a very good start for a blue-white control deck here. A new card. Flying Lifelink Haste. That card seems pretty good, but you get to attack with a Flying Lifelink Haste, you get a 2/2. And then you can use that thing to get this thing back. So I'm not sure I don't want to splash that card though. I think that a card like Elspeth is okay, but not that great. There's Godless Shrine, which could open up the door for some splashes. So this seems like a fine card. Yeah, I'm gonna try this card. I think that this card could be a good finisher. Here I'm gonna take Hallowed Fountain over 6-mana Elspeth. I just think that it attacks as a flying lifelink case for 3/3 for 5. Already pretty decent. But then you get a 2/2 that's attacking, and then you can use that to get it back. I just think that could be very good. But yeah, mana fixing is always welcome. So I may not play this, but if I get some sort of free red splash, like maybe I get Plateau, Volcanic, stuff like that, it could be good. Alright, so there is a Containment Piece, good sideboard card. But I think I like Elspeth Conquers Death. It's another good 5-mana card. With Golos, but gonna have a hard time activating it. And I don't think this card is that good either. So let's see. Alright, I don't think Tala is particularly good in this deck. It just hosts my own cards. It mostly is a sideboard card. I could see Touch of the Spirit Bloom being okay. It's a 3-mana Oblivion Ring, which isn't great. Can't hit Planeswalkers or enchantments, but you can pay 2 mana to blink anything. And that could be good if I get enough good blink targets, because then it's sort of like a flexible card. Either a 3-mana removal or does something for else. Okay, so I don't like Enlightened Tutor. I mean, Enlightened Tutoring up a Sol Ring is not that good. There is Elspeth Conquers Death, but I don't think Dream Horse is good either. I don't think I'm gonna play Silent Clan. I might just stay Enlightened. You never know. Maybe my deck is just full of good targets and I can play it. It's like get Elspeth, get Sol Ring, Touch. I mean, it's not good to get those cards, but you never know. We shall see. So now also if I get like Scalding Tarn, and Scalding Tarn can double up as a second Hallowed Fountain and maybe get a basic red for this card. Okay, Esper Sentinel or Thieving Skydiver. Time Warp is decent, but it's kind of want a lot of Planeswalkers with that. And I think Esper Sentinel is just the best. And now I can open up the door for Tinker because I have Sol Ring and Esper Sentinel. Alright, there's Scrubland. Or some random aggressive cards. I think I'm going to take Scrubland just in case. Invox Opal, Mystic Forge, neither of which seems particularly good. Might just take Invox Opal. Godless Shrine, so now I have two ways to splash black. Conqueror's Death. I mean Elspeth's Son's Champion, not Elspeth's Conqueror's Death. I might play this card. It's I have Sol Ring with that. It's pretty expensive, but maybe I get some more ramp. Maybe I get a Mox. Maybe I get like the Talisman Blue-Eye. Maybe I get Mana Drain. Right now I'm looking to be a controlling deck. And let's see. So there is Force of Negation, decent card, but I don't have that many blue cards. There's Gideon. He's an okay Planeswalker. So do I want Gideon or Force of Negation? Force of Negation also a card you can hard cast. It's not, I mean, 3 mana isn't like unconceivable. I think I'm gonna take Force of Negation over Gideon. I think Gideon is fine, but there is other Planeswalkers like Jaces, Teferis I can pick up. Alright, so here is Teferi. Better than Resto, I think. Resto doesn't have any awesome combos. It can't blink permanents, so it's not a combo with this card. But yeah, Teferi is just awesome, especially against other control decks. And I think Wandering Emperor is a much better Planeswalker than Gideon. It's just 1 mana cheaper is the world of difference, and yeah, Flash is also great if I pick up some counter spells. And I have Force of Negation and Spell Pierce Source as other instants. Go with that. So yeah, this is looking pretty good. I might just cut this Utami though. Maybe I don't need it anymore. And so this is another reason why I didn't need to pick Gideon. Gideon Alaf Zendikar. I got 2 Planeswalkers in a row. I might even wheel Gideon Jura if I need to. Okay. There is Paradoxical Outcome, not good here. Mana Leak is fine. I'm just gonna take another fixer. Celestial Colonnade is a decent card. Precious Planeswalkers is a win condition sometimes. I think it's a very good card here. These black cards for now. Okay, we have Embry, which is okay. I have Sol Ring and Esper Sentinel. I like me a Phantasmal Image more. I like this card now controller just because it's so cheap. You can steal comes into play effects. Even not horrible to go turn 1 Esper Sentinel, turn 2 Phantasmal Image. And then if your opponent casts a non-creature spell to target the image, you still get to draw cards of Esper Sentinel. Alright, so there is now, here's the artifact if I get Tinker, but I think Ursa is gonna be okay. It's creates 2 bodies. I do have some artifacts. You can even get mana from Esper Sentinel. There is also Factor Fiction, I suppose. Which one is better though? Ursa or Factor Fiction? I'm not heavy on artifacts. You know what? I changed my mind. I think that Factor Fiction is actually better than Ursa. I don't think Ursa is anything special in this deck. Ooh, big Teferi. Okay. Very nice. Getting all the good cards. And here Wall of Omens is much better than Serra Paragon just because it's a 2-drop. And yeah. Very nice blue-white control deck here. So Gideon, which I don't really need anymore, or First for Discovery. I'm gonna take First for Discovery as a more card advantage. It's also a blue card for Force Negation. I take Resto here. I do have Wall of Omens, but I think I want this card. It's just a fine finisher. And I don't have room for Gideon Euro. I think it's just too weak. I'll play it if I absolutely need a playable, but clearly don't need it. I think Elspeth is better most of the time. I could also cut Elspeth if I get enough playables. Yeah, looking like a very nice blue-white control deck. I don't think this is good here, but I did just lose to that plus high type. Lose on Synth is not good enough. I think it's too slow. Just too slow. And yes, it can prevent you from decking, but I think this deck can just win without bother too much. I got Teferi, Wandering Emperor, Elspeth, and even Resto to win the game. Okay, I'm gonna take Urza's Saga here over Lauren. I think Urza's Saga is gonna be awesome. When you got Soldering, it can't unfortunately get Esper Sentinel because it has to cost 0 or 1 colorless, so you can't get Esper Sentinel, despite Esper Sentinel being a 1-mana artifact. But I would like something more because sometimes you draw Urza's Saga and Soldering. But even then you draw on Urza's Saga plus Soldering, so you might be in good shape anyway. But I would like one more good target for Urza's Saga, but it's clearly awesome here. I think that this could be like almost an all-timer. If I had one Mox more, this would be like an all-time good card deck. Alright, so here's a Lingering Source which could help me with the Scrubland Godless Shrine. I have Thraben Inspector too. There's also Polluted Delta, which is a mana fixer. Thraben Inspector is decent. It also gets blinked by Resto. So Polluted Delta is okay, but it's much worse than Flooded Strand, because if I want the Hallowed Fountain, I would have to pay 3 life in total, which is fine, but I don't think I have enough creatures so cocky. I'm gonna take Thraben Inspector over Polluted Delta. I'm not sure about this pick, but I think Thraben Inspector is a nice card. And here I think Oust is much better than Adeline. I'm just not that aggressive. And Oust is just another nice interactive card. Relic Wheels, that would be nice, but I think Oust is sweet with all my Planeswalkers. Alright, so the One Ring. Very interesting. Could this be the One Ring? It's either that or Narset. I do have some life gain. No, I don't. Why did I say that? So it's Narset or the One Ring. I think Narset is just better. I have a lot of non-creature spells, including artifacts, and this also messes up my opponent's draw. So while I would love to try out the One Ring, a life gain I have is One Ring Emperor. That's kind of unreliable. I'm gonna take Narset over the One Ring. That could be bad. I don't know how good the One Ring is. Just because there is Reprieve or Wrath of God. I don't have any sweepers, but I do have Oust, Swords, and a lot of blockers. So I think I might just take Reprieve over Wrath of God. Main reason is it's 2 mana versus 4, and I don't think I need the sweeper that badly. I think having like a Remand is nice. Alright, I don't think I need Dig Through Time. I'm not that good at putting cards in my graveyard. I might just take Lion Sash as a cyber card against Reanimator, which could be a tough matchup. This is not a Soul Herder deck. It works with Wall of Omens, but does not work with Image. Because this targets him. It is a little bit of a combo with Thraben Inspector. Lion Sash is a good sideboard card. Alright, there's a Senses Divining top, which I can get with Urza's Saga, but it's a pretty bad card. There's this card which I don't think I need. Okay, but I don't have that many backup cards. I just take top in case I want it. Ooh, Hard Evidence and Flicker Wisp. Which one is better? Flicker Wisp combines with the Wall of Omens, Esper Sentinel, Resto, Eldritch Conqueror's Death. I think it's slightly better than Hard Evidence. And I did with Lauren. Okay, nice. Another target for Flicker Wisp. It's better than Days. So it's for the grindy matchups. Maybe I can put in it in something like that. Intrepid Adversary against Mono Red. I don't think I want a main deck though. So I think I want to cut one card. Maybe it's the top. I don't have shuffle effects. Could also be touch. It's just so bad. I want one thing more to get, but like Mox Opal. Alright, Soul Herder did wheel. I'm gonna take it. I don't think I'm gonna play it though. Only blinks creatures. I'm gonna have to take a little think here. So the main reason to play top is to have another target for Urza's Saga if I already drawn Sol Ring. Maybe that reasoning is flawed, because if I draw Sol Ring, I'm already very happy. So maybe I don't even need a backup target. This is just gonna fish up the Sol Ring if I haven't drawn it. If I've drawn Sol Ring, so be it. So I think I'm gonna cut the top. I don't think I need to play a bad target for Urza's Saga. I'm just gonna be content if I draw Sol Ring and Urza's Saga, so be it. And then I'm not gonna have a target. I think Mox Opal is bad. I don't have enough artifacts. Yes, Thraben Inspector creates an artifact, and I have Sol Ring and Esper Sentinel, but that's just so unreliable to create an artifact. I think I'm gonna go down to 8-6. 8-6 seems decent. Yeah, I don't want to play Enlightened Tutor. Yeah, so I think that if I draw Sol Ring with Urza's Saga, that's fine. I think I'm gonna be in good shape. Alright, this is a very slow hand. I have nothing to pitch to force. I do have Flicker Wisp and Wandering Emperor. This is very borderline. I think I'm on the draw, which makes this worse. I think I'm gonna mull. This is sort of an aggressive mull, but I think it's correct. This is much better. I mean, it's either Resto or Force of Negation. I already have Spell Pierce. I'm gonna put Force on the bottom. I think that Spell Pierce is enough, and Flicker Wisp plus Resto could do some things. Okay. Like the sword step. Seems like my opponent is sort of building the deck around that end. Yeah. My opponent is some sort of blue-red spells delirium deck, and I want to swords up before my opponent gets more value off the survey. The fact that my opponent knows about spell pierce is annoying. I'm not sure what I can do about that though. One thing I can do next turn is to play Flicker Wisp and Flicker the Island and have access to Spell Pierce. But Sure, that's not an artifact, unfortunately, but okay, so I could. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna get on the board here. I have a resto to blink it if I need to. I could wait to like blink a token, but I'd like to get on the board. No my opponent can't attack me with this. I mean, I'm very happy to trade. I kind of wish I had Wrath of God, but yeah, what are you gonna do? Attacks make sense. Who knows about resto? Okay, Ursa Saga is not a bad draw at all. So I could attack here, and then I have access to resto. Yeah, I think that's okay. Glory Bring. Okay. So good thing is that I can actually resto my Flicker Wisp and double block. Then I could Flicker Wisp Ursa Saga, but that doesn't seem like it does much. I guess I just I definitely want to double block here to get that off the board. My opponent has like Fire Blast, so be. Doesn't seem very likely. Alright, so I traded Resto for Glorybringer. I'll take that trade. So probably gonna make a construct here, and I don't think I need to Fractured Identity. I think I'm on the beatdown now. Things are looking pretty good. Well, may get some 1/1s from this, but I think at this point I can live with that. Karn, I can't counter that. So it's just gonna have to solve. But I do have Loran for like a construct. And if my opponent makes a construct, I can maybe attack it down with Flicker Wisp. So I think it's not a big deal. Okay, my opponent just draws cards instead. Sure. You can get an island, and then you have access to Remand if you want to at some point, maybe. Yeah, I guess my opponent had to play it this way, otherwise I could have spell pierced Karn. So I think that's a good play. So, not sure, do I need a step on my draw? Yeah. Get my Sol Ring. And I think I'm just gonna Fractured Identity the Karn to access to some cards. Could have made a construct, but I kind of want to put Karn at high loyalty. Well, Esper Sentinel and Wall of Omens. Okay. I think I attack. I think that Karn in such a high loyalty, I can pretty easily attack here. And it's if my opponent plays 2 spells, I can't even block Ledger Shredder. Seems to be trading for think I killed the Letter Shredder. I think it's better than third pass Iconoclast at this point. Seems like now the way is clear for my Flicker is just to kill my opponent in a couple of attacks. Oh, Fury is great here. It can probably kill Karn if you want to. So, but if you kill Karn, you can't really kill any of my creatures because you have to deal. You can kill Karn but here's the thing: if my opponent wants to kill Karn, you have to deal. Yeah, but this doesn't kill. So my opponent could have. Yeah, this seems fine, but this my opponent can't kill Karn unless you have something else. That was a good play. Fury is great. So do I want Esper Sentinel here? Not that much. Is this a burn spell for Karn? Sure. Alright, so Owl seems like a pretty good card against this. I don't necessarily want to put Fury back because that might gets a trigger back. So what I can do is I can start with Wall of Omens. Card and I think I oust that. Now I can play Lauren. Kill a token. Play my land because I have Laura. So next time my opponent is drawing third path Iconoclast. I think I take 6 here. Let's say I draw a Planeswalker. I much rather protect my Planeswalker. I think taking 6 is okay. Oh, that was a good draw. That's a sick draw, in fact. Right now, to play around a counter spell that I could spell pierce. See, now all of them is going to protect the Wandering Emperor. If I want to draw third path Iconoclast. Stability. Sure, I'll block. Oh, okay. But gets 1/1. I think I will activate Laura here. I'm getting to untap and use the card. Okay. Well, now we're getting a little. I'm just gonna make a samurai while the coast is clear. I have to draw something here. Okay. Well, I think we're looking good, but now I'm kind of not looking so good anymore. Spell Pierce is rotting in my hand, doing nothing. Alright, I'll take it. Okay. Well, what are you gonna do? Alright, let's play another game. I've had enough. So might board out Spell Pierce just because it seems like well, one knows about it's much worse. Maybe put in like Intrepid Adversary. I want another creature. Oh, this hand is nice. It's a little slow, but question is, at what point do I play Ursa Saga? Because two turns after I play it, I get a Soldering. So if I start with Ursa Saga, I can play a Wandering Emperor on turn 3. But if I wait one turn to play Saga, I can start making constructs, and that seems better. So I think the right time to play Ursa Saga is turn 2 with this hand. Then I can make some constructs as well and play it a little slower. Because my opponent did show me Fury, which could deal with like Wandering Emperor pretty cleanly. So I don't think there's any reason to rush it. Alright. No Dragon's Rage Chandler this time. First Discovery. I think it's the right play to play Saga here. Start making constructs next turn if I don't have to play anything else. Well, it's not doing much. Didn't see any Splinter Twin combos. I don't think my opponent has a deck that can kill me out of nowhere, but I could be wrong, of course. Yeah, I'm just gonna make a construct here. It's just the safest play. It plays around the most thing. I get it for free. I don't have to spend any resources except the Ursa Saga I already have. And I can also cost first for Discovery. So getting a nice Sol Ring here. I'd say Ursa Saga was very good this game. It got me 2 creatures that are currently free freeze, and it got me a Sol Ring. So I'm getting the mana back. Okay, one could kill that and shrink those. Fine. I'm gonna first in response use my mana. And my constructs are now 2/2s. That's fine. I sort of got them for free. So a card I'm a little worried about is Fury, but right now I don't have much to do about that. Maybe I can copy Fury with Fractured Identity. But Fury would cleanly deal with my constructs. That is accurate. What is this? Oh, okay. So that also cleanly deals with those. Now I'm gonna cast Wandering Emperor. The question is, do I do it now to play around a counter spell? Or do I flash it in to play around Fury? I think it's better to flash it in. So if I play Wandering Emperor and make a 2/2, my opponent can maybe just cast Fury. Not that I'm gonna be able to play around Fury all game, but I don't think there's any reason to make things even easier for my opponent. Okay, well, that is a card that makes a 1/1 every time you cast a non-creature spell, and then you can also copy some artifacts. Sure. Yeah. Start pressuring that Planeswalker. Might have Bone Crusher here. But, All right, let's see. There are some options here. Go ahead and attack Sahili. I'm not gonna put a +1/+1 counter on the Samurai. Incinerate targeting the Wandering Emperor. Okay. This does not exile Planeswalkers, so sure. So the question is, do I wanna Fractured Identity Sahili? I don't think so. I think that what I'm gonna do is Flicker Wisp the Servo and play a land and have access to touch for Flicker Wisp. And that way, I think I can maybe attack down Sahili. Sure. Okay. That's good. But that's a great combo. Let's see here. I hope my opponent goes to kill Flicker Wisp, but then I can flicker it, kill a token. But yeah, I think I'm gonna Swords that. And I might fracture it into the Skull Clump after, what does it say? Okay. Yeah. So that's by attacking like this, Sahili is dead. Might have to Fracture Identity Skull Clump. I think that card might just run away with the game otherwise. Yeah, Skull Clump, Flicker Wisp, draw 2 cards. Ooh, okay. I like that because it plays around Fury a little better. Firebolt, okay. Board is getting a little wide, which is also why I killed Skull Clamp. I think that Skull Clamp would always run away with the game if I hadn't killed it. I didn't have Lauren in my hand at that point. But I could image the third path and get some 1/1s of my own to go with my Skull Clamp. We'll see. What I think I'll do is get rid of the fear, which couldn't cast. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'll start with the image. Copy the iconoclast, and I'm gonna oust. I don't care too much about letter shell. I think third path is actually better here. So let's oust third path, get a 1/1. I won't get to connive, but I don't think that matters too much. I think I can take care of letter shell later. I think the first priority is to kill my opponent's 1/1 machine. Okay, then I can Skull Clamp the token. I can't Skull Clamp third path because then it gets killed, but not a big deal. Cast Esper Sentinel, and then I keep open Reprieve to deal with the Fury, and I can deal with Letter Shredder anytime. I'm not in a hurry to do that. gives my opponent some selection and it may deal me some damage, but I don't think that matters too much. I like this. This is good for me. I'm just going to reprieve that. And then see. That might hit the battlefield at some point, but yeah, too much. Okay. Let's start by clamping that. Ooh, Elspeth Sun Champion script. I kind of want to wait to play Elspeth before after my opponent plays Glorybringer, because if I play Elspeth now, it's a little awkward. So what I think I'll do is cast this. I won't get to connive, but I think that's fine. I might just get rid of third path here, because now I can clamp away more cards, and then I can Elspeth -3 on Glorybringer. Yeah, I think I just cast third path here to kill the 1/1. Sort of. Not sure how much better that's gonna be. Then I can Elspeth away the Glorybringer next turn after it probably kills my third path. Okay, opponent kept that, fine. But then, oh, interesting. So my opponent sort of played around my stuff. Here's my problem. If I play Adversary, I can't make it big enough to where it survives Glorybringer. So how about I read Narset? Minus. I think the Theory or Elspeth Conquers Death. I think Elspeth Conquers Death is better. I'm gonna play Elspeth and sort of force my opponent to attack it with the flyers. I think I'm willing to trade Lauren for anything. Here. I think I might also be able to kill my opponent with Intrepid Adversary next turn. Just make it 4, 8, 9, 10, so I can pay the kicker 4 times. That should be lethal. So if my bot taps out, he is dead to Adversary. Okay, so last card is Glorybringer, which you have to cast here. Unless you want a Firebolt, but I don't see why that would be the play. Okay, here comes Glorybringer. I think my opponent is dead now. But I don't say my opponent made a mistake. My opponent had to play it this way. Well, that's 3 blockers, so it takes at least almost 20 damage. This was not what I had in mind when I boarded in Intrepid Adversary, but of course it can do this too. Alright. There's no mana for Piankir and Alar, so good creatures. 3 mana. A weird way to win, but I think I had it as well. I could have just cast Elf Conquer Steph, and that would have been good too. Alright, clear mulligan here. Oh, much better, much better. Yeah, I think Ireland can go. I would like to cast Narset, but I need a Plains, and I want Ursa Saga to... ooh, library. Well, there's an... okay, well, there's not much I can do about that. I'm just going to have to... again, I think Ursa Saga on turn 2 is good, because library can get around Narset if you activate it during your opponent's turn. So it's not like Narset stops library. And the clue actually pumps up the Saga. So we might have a little bit of a beatdown plan going here, but we shall see. My opponent had also a lot of burn spells. So. Force a negation. Kind of. Not something I want to pitch, but. So do I crack the clue? It would shrink my constructs, but it does give me more cards. Not sure. Yeah, okay, crack the clue just because I might also be able to rest of Inspector to get even more. Okay. Well, I don't think it's right to force a negation that. I did F6, but I wouldn't have wanted to do that anyway. We cannot attack here. You're in trouble. Magda. Sure. It's not a dwarf. Hopefully I don't draw Solring here. I did not. Alright. Attacking here is okay. Dismember. Okay. I can't even force a negation that, and I'm not even sure I would have wanted to. Because it's my turn, I can't really. Yeah, at least my opponent is down to 5 cards now, so you can't library. But the problem is if I force of negation pitching Narset, I basically have only Resto going, which is probably not going to be good enough. Yeah, so I'm not going to force it. It's nice to force a negation Firebolt that it exiles it, but it's just too much of a waste of resources, I think. Or should I? So here's my thinking. If I keep Fraven Inspector in play, first of all, it's a blocker. And second of all, I can blink at the restaurant and draw a card, so maybe it is actually worth it. Arthur is just not even that good here because it just gets attacked. So I think I like this play because it also exiles Fireball. And now I can blink Inspector and draw a card. Okay. Well, okay, that's not horrible, but for now, I'm going to play Redstone now to make it harder for my opponent to have a remove a spell in response or a counter spell. Oh well. It did not work. Not sure what I can draw to come back in this game, but I think this library just was a little too good here. All right. I wish I had Wrath of God now. Fourth Girlingas new card. Okay, so it's creates a 2/2 and you become the monarch. I'll can I trade here? Can't stop my opponent from being the monarch, and I can't take back the monarchy with the Fraven Inspector. So that's a good card, but I think it's not gonna be good enough. Ooh, we'll try it, but I don't think it's good. It's good enough, I should say. It's decent here, but it raids my Sovereign. Okay, sure. I think I would have wanted to do that main phase if I were my opponent, just restricting my mana, but I guess you wanted to keep open the door to kill some creature. What is thinking hard? I have to bounce a token here, I think. Or Flicker Wisp, okay. That could kill another token. But I want a blocker here that can survive. So I have to play Flicker Wisp, kill a token. But can just attack me with everything. Alright, that should do it. Thank you for watching.